Okay, friends, this is take two. Let's see if we open up. Um, didn't load. Oh, here we go. Yay! Most people already know something feels off, and that's exactly why we feel stuck. Awareness isn't the problem, direction is. And I want to start right there because most of the people listening to this aren't unaware. They already know something feels off. They already notice their energy isn't what it used to be. They already feel the difference between getting through the day and actually feeling good in their body. Awareness isn't missing. What's missing is knowing what to do next without making everything hotter, heavier, or more overwhelming. And that's what I want to talk about today. If we haven't met, I'm Claudette Eames. I talk a lot about calm and strength, especially for people who live some life already. People who've carried responsibility, stress, family, work, and seasons that required endurance. This isn't about fixing yourself. It's about understanding what your body, your energy are asking for now, in this season. Not 10 years ago. Not during survival mode. Not when pushing through worked better than it does today. I hear this phrase all the time. I know something's off. I just don't know what to do about it. And usually when someone says that, they're not stuck because they don't care. They're stuck because everything they've ever done to cope involved doing more, pushing harder, tightening up routines, muscling through, waiting for the weekend, waiting for things to calm down. So awareness becomes frustrating instead of helpful. Because once you notice something isn't working, but you don't know the next step, you start second guessing yourself. You wonder, am I just tired? Is this normal? Do I need motivation? Or rest? Or discipline? Or is it a reset? Instead of clarity, you get stuck in mental noise. Here's what I see happen over and over again. People confuse awareness with action. Awareness tells you something matters. Action tells you where to move it next. But when you don't have direction, awareness can actually make things feel worse. Because you're noticing discomfort without relief. That's when people default back to what they know. Pushing through, ignoring those signals, and telling themselves, it's not that bad. But because they're avoiding change, but because they don't want to make the wrong move. This is where strength gets misunderstood. Strength isn't awareness alone. Strength is responsiveness. It's being able to say, I don't need to overhaul my life, but I do need a next step that fits this season. Direction doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. It just has to be aligned. When direction is right, effort actually feels lighter, not heavier. This is why so many people feel stalled right now. They're not broken. They're not unmotivated. They're not unaware. They're just standing at crossroads without a clear path forward. And when you stay there too long, you either keep pushing and burn more energy, or freeze and do nothing at all. And guess what? Neither one is sustainable. So if this resonates, you're not alone. A lot of people are quietly asking the same question. I know something needs to change, but what's the right next step for me? That's not weakness. That's wisdom, looking for direction. Pay attention to where you feel the most friction right now. That's usually where clarity wants to show up first, when we actually listen to ourselves. Awareness isn't the problem. Direction is. And once direction becomes clear, everything gets simpler. Not because life gets easier, but because you're no longer fighting yourself. Let that sit with you today. Again, my name's Claudette Eames. Thank you for being here. And if you're not already following, please follow. And let's connect. Let's have that talk. Let's open that path and make the change and get clearer. Talk to you soon.